Ladies and gentlemen, it's another week of BSC Sit Down, and we are inching our way closer to the NFL draft. With me to talk about what the Bills should do in this upcoming draft is the draft expert and the other co-founder of the Instagram, Jaden. How are you doing today, Jaden?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here, talk some draft. One of the best times of the year for me. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, let's go. How's the Instagram business going, buddy?
It's going good. Just hit 2.2K. Shout out to all our followers. Keep liking the posts, telling your friends.
Yes, sir. And if you guys want to get in on that action, links to the Instagram and our Discord will be in the description below. So check those out. But now let's shift over into the Buffalo Bills. They have a couple of needs going into this draft. And what do you think some of those drafts? Because I already know what I think. I want to hear from you because you're the draft expert.
I think biggest needs going into this draft, you got to go edge rusher. I mean, our pass rush was just not good last year. You got to go tight end probably. Dawson Knox, I mean, still got potential, but I don't know. He's iffy. And then other than that, maybe some defensive back depth and maybe some offensive line depth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I believe that the tight end position is a major need. Running back, it's not as much of a need as people are making it out to believe because, well, we still need a tight end, a starting tight end. Jake Hollister, you're okay, but you're just like Dawson Knox. Your ceiling, we already know where you're going to hit. Linebacker is another underrated, I think, key that the Bills need. They need some depth in behind Edmonds and Milano because we've seen them get injured and the team just flounder. Edge rusher, I totally agree with you there. The defensive line absolutely killed us in that AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. And, well, we saw what happened right when the Chiefs faced a lot of pressure from a really good defensive line. By the way, we'll have to face them, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got smoked. So if the Bills can replicate that in any way, please do. And now, verging off the needs, the Bills are suited to take the 30th overall pick in the first round. Who do you think they should take with that 30th overall pick?
I think there's quite a few options here. Usually back end of the first round, you can kind of go wherever you want, take guys more for the second round or guys that fell a little bit. Mm-hmm. I ultimately went with Gregory Rousseau from Miami, pass rusher. I see he's got 6'7" frame, so that's jumps off the page at you. 2 years ago had 19.5 tackles for loss, 15.5 sacks at Miami. So, I mean, it's crazy production for a guy. Sat out last year, so he's a little bit unproven, but I think he could come in, develop, and be impactful for us.
After that first 30th overall pick, we move on into the second round with the 37th overall pick. Who do you think the Bills could take there?
So I went with Creed Humphrey, offensive lineman out of Oklahoma. He's known for good leadership, kind of similar to Cody Ford. He's known for kind of having like an aggressive style, and NFL scouts think that he'll be a solid piece to an offensive line. Maybe never like a star, but he could be solid, and he can play guard or center most likely.
Yeah, and we've seen in the past couple of years how Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, they are not shy to adding help and depth on the offensive line. And they especially like guys that are versatile, just like Creed Humphreys, as he just said. So let's move on to the next pick. Who do you think the Bills take next and why?
All right. So I might butcher this name a little bit, but we have Hamsah Nasirildeen. I think pretty close there. Defensive back out of Florida State. And so this guy, he's known for his versatility in the back end on defense, so he can play safety or cornerback, which I know that Sean McDermott and Bean are big fans of again. He could play the Buffalo nickel role for us. He could play both positions, play in the backfield, cover guys, whatever you need him to do.
Absolutely. From there, the Bills, they don't pick again until the 5th round with the 161st overall pick. Who do you think they take there?
So I know you'll be a fan of this. I'm going to go off of what you just said. We're going to go with a cornerback here. We're going to get Vincent Jr. out of LSU. A little bit smaller, around 5'9", 5'10", but he's known for good ball hawking skills. He attacks the ball, and he's pretty reliable in coverage. So could be another good depth option, potentially a starter.
Yeah, why not? Any help is necessary for that cornerback room. As we just said, I think we should have gone with Keith Taylor. You went with your guy. We'll see how it goes. Whoever gets the correct pick gets brownie points, obviously. And from there, they also have another 5th round pick. It's the 174th overall. Where do they go from here?
So with this pick, I'm going with a little bit of a fun option here. We got Anthony Schwartz, wide receiver out of Auburn.
Ooh.
Take another wide receiver in the mid rounds here. Ran a 4.2640 a few weeks ago.
Wow.
So one of the highest 40 times of all time. He's a burner at the receiver spot, and it's something that the Bills have kind of been lacking the last few years. A guy who every time he's out there, the defense really has to respect him over the top and can burn him for a touchdown.
Yeah, that we got rid of John Brown this offseason. So the Bills are, as you said, they are in need of another high-flying, vertical, deep threat. We had Robert Foster a couple seasons ago. Then we had John Brown. And I totally hear you. That sounds like a good pick. I would not be against it. Then in the 6th round, we're getting towards the bottom end of the draft. Some of the late day surprises that sometimes what we've seen in the past that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, they've hit on some of these lower round draft picks. And now it's the 6th round, 213th overall pick. What do you think they should go from here?
Yeah, so like you just said, Brandon Beane, he's hit on some of these before. One of them is Matt Milano, who I believe they took in the 5th or 6th round. So we're going to go linebacker again in the spot. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go with Ernest Jones out of South Carolina. He's figures to be a weak side linebacker in the NFL. Needs to add a little bit more strength to his game, so he'll probably have to be a special teamer for a year or two. But he led his team in tackles in 2019 and 2020, so good production, worth a shot.
Yeah, why not? He would probably compete with Andre Smith for the heart of that special teams as the linebacker, as probably the 3rd or 4th on the pecking order. That's not a bad pickup. As we said, they need linebacking depth, and once again, why not? Let's just do it. It's worked in the past, so why not do it now? And finally, we hit the final pick of the draft. And of course, this mock draft is not taking account in case the Bills make any trades, which we don't think. The only pick we think could possibly be traded is probably that 30th overall pick, right? Would you agree on that?
Yeah, I mean, I know Brandon Beane. He likes to move around in the middle round, so I'd never rule it out. But for the most part, I think we'll just sit where we are.
Yeah. And for the 7th round, not 7th overall. I wish Kyle Pitts. That's the 236th overall pick in the draft. This is the Bills' final pick as well. Who do you think the Bills pick up with this one?
So with this pick, I went with another guy who's a bit of a flyer, but why not at that point? We got Stephen Carr, running back out of Southern California. Mm-hmm. So he's known as like a really good guy out in space, kind of like Devin Singletary. But unlike Singletary, he's kind of known for like having some speed to go with that as well.
Yeah.
So the biggest problem with him is he was a former 5-star recruit, wasn't super productive, but that was mainly because he had some injury problems in college. So if he can stay healthy, could be a good player.
If he stays healthy, that's a big if, and that question that we just asked is probably why we're seeing a guy with this much potential fall to the 7th round. Exactly. How do you fall as a 5-star recruit to the 7th round of the NFL draft? That's just, it sounds like it's due to poor timing and just bad luck. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You have just seen our official BSC first version of our mock draft. Thank you so much for watching. I would like to thank our co-founder of the Instagram, Jaden, for joining us today. And I was Don. This was Jaden. Thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all in the next video.